to episode 5 of Deals and Dates with your favorite real estate couple. Today, we'll be talking about the interview, asking each other questions about real estate, dating, all of the above. Let's jump into it.
I'm scared.
All right. So if you don't know us, you're going to get to know us a little bit better through this podcast. First question is, how did we meet? Where did we meet?
All right. I think with this, we should answer it from my perspective and answer it from your perspective. Obviously, my perspective is going to be right, but you might think your perspective.
All right. Just keep it plain and simple. We met at the gym. It's actually kind of funny because we've worked out at the same gym for probably like the last couple of years. And then one day it just so happened that we had a conversation that turned into it talking further and then being inseparable since. So that's really just a plain and simple story. He's going to have a whole different perspective, but you could say it if you'd like.
So she forgot how to do a wall sit. She asked me how to do a wall sit. I just told her.
He was a trainer.
I was a personal trainer. Moral of the story: after we got through our like little 5-minute conversation that went really well, I didn't ask her for her name.
And then the next day, he came back up to me, and then we started talking, and been together ever since. So pretty basic story, but shout out to Crunch.
Yeah.
Another question.
Yeah.
What is the best gift you've ever received from your partner? And this is tricky because we're not very materialistic people.
No.
So we never expect gifts or really like want gifts or ask each other, oh, can you buy me this? It's like kind of very plain and simple.
I mean, I don't think like materialistic wise, but I think like our like time, like the best gift that we've given each other is the time that we've been able to spend, the experiences that we've been able to go through. You know, we haven't gone through normal experience. We're not a normal relationship. We're not traditional. We work together. We see each other every single day. We do everything together. And I think the biggest gift is that we have the time together. We have that ability to do it. Some people might see as you don't get to go home or separate as a bad thing. However, I see that as a gift.
Yeah. Time.
Our car.
iPad.
Oh, iPad.
iPad, which we use for real estate. New car. We'll dig a little deeper into that maybe. But nothing really special. Just I think time's super important. That was a good point to bring up.
Yeah. We don't buy. I guess you can relate to this as you're in a business, but you don't feel the need to go out you honestly you might not even feel comfortable to go out and start buying things for yourself. So when you're in that part, I think the biggest thing you learn to value is the experiences you go through together and like how you make the moments.
Yeah.
For instance, like I would like a part of time is the dates that we make together, right? Like this Friday night, we're talking about how we're gonna do a picnic in the car. We're gonna watch Netflix. We're gonna set up and have a dinner date all inside the car. Like that is what I'm the most grateful for.
Yeah.
Not you buying me a Tesla.
What else? What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened on one of our dates? Like, I don't know, but I was just thinking about the fact that the first date that we went on, we got sushi and he was ordering like raw fish and everything. And I just told him this the other day. That was the first day I've had sushi. I've never ate sushi before because my family doesn't like it. So I've never liked it. I always thought it was gross. And he was ordering like 10 rolls and the rolls were like this big from Kashi. And we were both like, like.
No, I was so heartbroken at that. We were literally eating sushi and Chinese food, and at that time she goes, "You know, that's like you were the first person I ate sushi with." I was like, "What do you mean? I thought you said you loved it." Keep in mind, we went for like 2 months straight of like we were at sushi like once a week at least.
I think that's embarrassing, like eating the big roll on our first date, and like I don't know, just
we
like
couldn't order the food because we kept talking. What? And I blamed her to the waiter. The waiter's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "No, she won't stop talking." I don't know if you remember that.
I do. Is there any embarrassing moment of yourself that you remember?
No, it's.
I know.
What did I do?
When you had a leg cramp and you had to pull your pants out and you were in your underwear, and it was like maybe the third time you ever went out.
Oh,
and he had a leg cramp and he was being a baby. He's like, "Oh, my leg." And he pulled his pants down. He's massaging his leg in the middle of the street. I was like, what the fuck?
I was having a cramp in my quad, and it was happening for like a week straight. Like it was
like
one of those.
Limping, and I was like,
if you're
cringing.
if you're an athlete, you understand this. When you get the bad, or you just work out, you get the bad cramp right in your quads, and I had it, and I just kept taking my pants off and just massaging it in something. Does that I have to take my pants off? Probably not. Am I extra? Yes.
What's a dream vacation that you'd like to go on together?
Ooh, we talk about this all the time, but it's hard because we're not beach people. I rather go and do adventure things. However, we love to eat. So it's like, do we go upstate, or do we go do something and go like ATV riding or dirt bike riding, or do we go to Italy and do we just consume an excessive amount of food?
Italy. I want to go to Italy or Greece. Like, I know it's pretty basic, but I just think that, I don't know, it'd be good to see different parts of the world. I feel like on Long Island, you're so secluded and you're kind of just used to the same thing over and over again. So to be able to like go on a long plane ride and experience that, and then experience the food and the views and different types of scenery, I think that would be really fun.
That's the nice part about Long Island. Like, you have everything accessible to you, but you have the ability to go and travel and experience new parts of life.
Yeah, I think Italy's like top one.
I know. Like, Italy's going to be in the very near future, but I also want to go like on a car ride. Like, I want to go on a
road trip.
Road trip. That's what it's called. I want to go ATV riding. I want to go snow, like in the winter, like come in December. I hope you know we're going upstate and we're going snowmobiling. I've never done it. I've always wanted to do it. We're doing it.
Yeah. What's like a nickname? Like, that's funny. Like, have we ever called each other like a funny pet nickname or something? I know some people call
her nickname's Bubs. We call each other Bubs.
Sometimes Bubbles G.
Yeah, Bubbles G. When I'm trying to like get like when I'm trying to get us to go get dessert, I gotta like sweeten her up a bit. I'll be like, come on, Bubbles G.
I don't know. Do we call each other anything else? Like a pet name or something?
Bubs? No, we really just call each other Bubs.
Yeah. And Bots.
And Bots. Oh yeah, that's my nickname in the whole family. So there's already a Nick in the family, her cousin. So I get called Bots.
I don't know. Yeah, nothing. I don't know. What's like one of the most ridiculous arguments we've ever had? Let me start.
Yeah, some dumb arguments.
I have a good one from the other day. We went to our client's house to get it cleaned for her closing gift. It was a late closing gift because she wanted everything to be clean and painted before move-in. So we went there at like 8 o'clock the other day, and she lives in Shirley, so we're about an hour away. So we took a car ride there, and cleaning lady was late. So she got there at like 9:30, and then we just paid her and left. And he's like, we drove an hour, we were here till 9:30 doing nothing, just talking to our client, which was important. But he was like,
I'm tired.
What was the point of standing there just to pay the lady? I could see if we were staying, but why'd we go there? And it went into like a whole big argument that we traveled there and he was tired. So that was like stupid. Because I wanted to see our client and be able to talk to her, but it turned into an argument just because we were driving all day.
With all of our clients, you like to be involved. You like to be there every step of the way. Like our job kind of ends after we get them under contract. We don't need to be at the inspection. We don't need to be at the appraisal. We don't need to be at the closing table. However, you like to be there because you like to show the support. And it was a dumb argument. And sometimes I feel like we're just wasting the time by going there. And then other times I feel like it's good to build the relationship, but you just like to be there to show the support, to show the extra, like, hey, I'm more than just an agent to you. Like, I'm your friend. I'm here to support you. Like, she'll offer our clients every single day. Like, if you ever buy a house with us and close and you're moving in, you're getting these texts. Hey, do you need help moving in? You need me to put a bed together? You need me to put a couch together? You need me to carry the couch in? You just like to support everyone throughout the entire way. You like to hold their hand and be that resource.
It died after you help purchase or sell. I feel like the relationship dies down, but you go through so much together and you get them to such like, you bring them to a new chapter of their life that I feel like I want to keep that connection and be able to, reach out to them and see them and be able to see how they're doing and see how the house came along because you were part of that journey. Is there an argument that you remember?
We've had to have had a more ridiculous argument about that. We argue about food. I think that's like a common one. I'll get annoyed when
the argument about not wanting ice cream.
Yep, we got into an argument because I wanted ice cream. She said no. So here's what she does. She'll want dessert. 2 minutes later, she won't want dessert. 2 minutes later, she'll want dessert, but then she'll call her mom and say, do you want dessert? Her mom will say no, and then she'll go, I don't want dessert. And the entire time, I want dessert. Like, I want to go get ice cream.
So we drove up to the TCBY in Delmore, and he was like, all right, what do you want? I'm like, I don't want anything. I'm like, I don't want dessert. I don't want dessert. And then we got into an argument about not wanting dessert. So yeah,
Why
after a
can't
long
we
day,
just fat out together?
I know
No?
we do.
I think I still end up getting a dessert.
I like this question.
Yeah.
What superpower do you think would what superpower would you want to take on that you think would help our relationship? Mind reading?
No, I wouldn't want to read your mind. Your mind's probably all over the place.
That's nice.
I think that would hurt us more than anything.
So what's like a superpower you think?
I mean, it's not like necessarily a superpower. It's something that we're still working on. But communication, like learning how to speak to each other. When we get frustrated, what I feel like recently we've been getting frustrated. One of us, the other person gets frustrated because the other person's frustrated. Rather than being like, all right, she's frustrated. How can I understand her and how can I help her?
So what type of superpower is that?
I don't know. Power of communication. I don't know.
Superpower.
I don't think it's like I don't think like we need like flying or like super speed. Or, I mean, I'll take like magical powers where I can like poof things in my hand. That'd be cool. Like if you want, let's say you want like magically I can poof food in my hands that also don't cause you to gain weight or anything. Poof.
I think mind reading, so we can I don't know if I would want mind reading. I guess like some point of time, like when we're seeing houses and stuff, just so we could see like what each other are thinking about the house, and when we're on buyer consultation and meeting new clients, see what we think about the client,
But we
if we're going to
usually
be a
can.
good fit. Yeah, we do, like subconsciously. But I'm saying like if we could actually read a mind, or if you're upset or mad, I can
we can talk through the head.
yeah. What others I don't know any other superpowers in the world.
Flying, jumping. I guess. I mean, I guess
Jumping.
you can make up whatever you want. What do I got to jump for? Flying, super speed. Oh, like we can go invisible. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
I think
I would like to go invisible. Well, that wouldn't really help our relationship, but I would like to like if someone, let's say we're competing against another real estate agent for a listing, go invisible and like go into the room with them and see what they're doing and be like, I got this, even though I already knew we got this. But like that's something I want to bring up, like so off topic, but like when you're starting a business, don't think of things as competition. Like in real estate, I don't see any competition. Like, let's say on the last video that we posted on social media, we have like 300,000 views. And it's like half of those people can go work with someone else and half of those people can go work with us. Like, there's no such thing as competition in this world. Like, there's enough business to go around. It's just how you get your name and face out there and attract people to want to use you.
Yeah, in today's world, there's a surplus of everything, whether it's real estate, landscaping,
Food.
restaurant, like everything. There's a surplus. So people are going to pick who they like. And the minute that you take your or pick who they like, but also like who they can connect with better and trust better. And the moment you can stop trying to service everyone, stop trying to please everyone, and you can learn to niche down and please people that you click with. Not only are you going to be happier, but your business is going to be better.
Yeah, like that's so off topic, but it just like I see a lot of people, which we could touch a little deeper to, and maybe we could make this its own podcast, but people like kind of posting things on social media and like, oh, like you're going to copy me and real estate agents are going to do this and do that. Like if someone copied us and copies a video, like good for us, I guess, we must be doing something right for someone to want to mimic what we're doing. And I appreciate that from other people. I think that everyone should unite. There's no such thing as competition. If Fred wants to work with us and Mary wants to work with you, cool. I would like everyone to do good. I don't know why people envy each other. It's kind of stupid, but we'll talk about that next time. But just something to note.
Yeah.
The best way to deal with conflict in a relationship. What do you think?
Talk. You gotta not only talk, but you have to be open with each other. And like I think sometimes we do very well at this, or we do very poorly at this. We're still trying to learn the medium, but the only way that you're A, going to become stronger, and B, going to get through it is by talking to each other. Like we could avoid 100% of our arguments if I just asked a question and you just answered it directly, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Like if I was like, what's wrong? And instead of being like, oh, nothing, we can be like, oh, I feel like when you do this, it makes me feel this way, or oh, this happened and now I'm feeling like this.
Yeah, just being open with communication. I also think another way to deal with conflict is kind of like taking a step back and maybe like taking some time for yourself and breathing and figuring out, getting your thoughts all together. Because sometimes in the heat in the moment, especially with the pressure of business, you're kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
And I feel like we lash out and say things that we don't really mean to say.
On me.
But it's just like in the heat of the moment and all the pressure that's on us, especially when dealing with clients that are purchasing $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 homes, you don't want to mess up. But then you also have to realize, like, okay, our relationship comes first. The way that we are towards each other is how we're going to succeed in the business. So let's really reevaluate our situation first before we go out and do anything else. So taking a second to breathe, I think.
Yeah, I think one thing that, I know this wasn't like really a part of the question, but one thing that we struggle with, and I think almost anyone will struggle with, is finding the balance between being lovers and being a partner, but then also being in business together and working together. Most couples go to work and then come home and are together. We don't leave each other's side ever, except for when we're going to the shower.
Which has its good and its bad. Obviously, some people don't like to be around someone for so long, but we've like learned to love it. So now we just have to learn to appreciate it more and realize that the only reason that we are striving towards success and becoming successful in the business is because we're together. And I think that sometimes we lose that. Yeah, we take advantage of it. And we're just like, yeah, we know that we're together and we want to be together. So just like we don't have to... so
the biggest thing too is that most people don't marry their best friend. You know, like the minute that then the people that do marry their best friend live a pretty good life. I think we take advantage that we're together and we're best friends, and we almost get lost in the work and everything. It's so hard when you have a business, and you understand this. It's so hard to separate work from personal, because it's not a 9 to 5. It's not I shut my computer at this time and I'm good. You have clients who are going to call you at all times. Most of your clients are going to call you at 2 a.m. or at 12 o'clock, and you have to you want to answer it, because not only do you want to provide for yourself, but you want to provide good service.
It's all about learning that balance. But right now, I feel like if we got a text, like right now, I'm antsy because I'm not looking at my phone and doing what we have to do. So it's just like living in the moment and being like, okay, I'm doing this right now. And in an hour or so, I'll be able to go back on my phone and reach everyone's messages. Like, it's not life or death. And we both have to really come to terms with that. So this is something we were just talking to, so it kind of jumping right into it. Should you prioritize your career or your relationship more?
Me to answer?
I mean,
relationship. I think you should prioritize a relationship over everything, because money comes and goes, but the experiences you go to, and if you destroy your relationship, it doesn't matter how much money you have. You know, like if we only prioritized our career, we would be destroyed as a couple, and we would just have a bunch of money. But what would we do with it? But we wouldn't go on vacation because we wouldn't love each other anymore. We wouldn't go spend it because we wouldn't want to go on a date anymore. And you have to prioritize your relationship and the experiences you're going through before anything else. You know, you can't put money on a pedestal.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we see a lot, that like when money is a factor, a lot of people become greedy, and we're like the least greedy people ever, just to say the least. So I think that obviously prioritizing your relationship means more, because relationships last forever. Money comes and goes, and money is not even the reason why we're doing this. It's because we want to have a family and provide for our family, provide for ourselves, and live a good life. Everyone knows that in order to live a good life, you need to make a decent living, because money's everywhere. You want to go buy food, you need money. You want to go on vacation, you need money. So you need to figure out what you love to do. And we love real estate, and it doesn't even feel like a job anymore. It just feels like we're communicating with people. We're guiding them through a process. Like sometimes I even forget there's a label behind what we do. Being together is how we excel so well in this career, because we're the foundation of it. And if we are operating well together and we're able to communicate, and we know that we're striving toward a certain goal, this is where it starts. Yeah. And where we want to be is, again, it starts here. It starts in our relationship, with our relationship.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have said it better myself.
This This is a good one here. This is like very controversial, this question, and everyone's opinion is going to be different. And we're not experts on anything. Like, yes, we're real estate experts, but this is all about, we're just talking about relatable situations and experiences that we've gone through and what our take on different situations. Mm-hmm. So do you think that couples should merge their finances or keep them separate?
Yeah. I think it's like simple enough. Like, yeah, I think.
Well, what part?
I think marriage, to even take like a back on my perspective on everything, is I feel like marriage has almost gotten lost. It's like divorces are very high, and I feel like people aren't marrying the person they love. They're marrying who they think they should marry. And I think the minute that if you, now not necessarily, but I think if you truly love someone and you're married to the person you trust, you don't care about the money. The money isn't the first thought in your head. So the people who are married to the person they love and trust, they don't care. They don't think twice about their finances. It goes into one bank account, and they make the decisions together. I think the minute that you don't do that is when you, like I said, you put money on a pedestal, and money can destroy relationships.
It can definitely destroy relationships because I feel like the provider and the person who makes more money then is in control. Mm-hmm. Because they're like, you'll be like, I come to you and say, oh, can you get me this? Can you get me that? And without like providing for yourself or having your finances together, now you feel like you're asking and begging for things rather than just being able to go get it and having the other person be happy that you got it, not, turn to their friend and say, oh, I had to buy her a Louis V bag. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people take advantage of that. And that's what we're saying. Money just really gets in the way of relationships. And I think that's why divorce is so high, because people value money more than love most of the time. I know a lot of people go into prenups and they make sure that they're in a prenup before they purchase a home or purchase anything in life.
Everyone's situation is different. That's just, I just don't believe that. Like I'd rather lose everything than be cautious. Like I rather go all, when you're in a business, you're going all in. So I'd rather go all in on my relationship too than set up that protection in the background. I don't believe in, you know this, I don't believe in divorce. Like I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I think if there's divorce, it's because there's a problem that wasn't solved. Now, listen,
like ahead of time.
Yeah, like I think that can all be solved, like we said before, with communication. The minute you learn how to speak to the person, and the minute that you actually marry the person you love and trust, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. You have to. I think a big problem is that you're not as selective with. Like people aren't as selective with the people, or they're not picking the right person. Sorry, that completely distracted me.
It's fine. But moral of the story, I think that, everyone, like we keep saying, everyone's different, but merging finances all comes down to the relationship that you have and how you build upon it for the years to come. Because I know money is a touchy subject for some people, and a lot of people, it gets to their head. But if you're able to balance your work life and your relationship, it won't even be a question when putting your finances together at the end of the day. But everyone comes from different experiences, and I know that some people have traumatic experiences, and getting a prenup or separating your finances is important if you've had a bad experience in the past, but that's something that we overlook, and we're just like, yep, one bank account, there it goes, because we don't believe in that stuff.
Well, I think we're also, because we are best friends. There's a difference. We became best friends.
Trust. There's a lot of trust.
Built the trust, and then went forward with it. You don't start a business this young at this age, but also with your girlfriend.
If you don't think that.
If it's like, I think that's the first time I've ever said that word, girlfriend. I swear I think that's the first time I've ever said it.
What?
Girlfriend.
Why is that shocking?
Because we don't see it like that.
Yeah, I don't even know if we say that.
Like, I don't see it as like when we talk about like getting married, the prolonging the engagement, all that. I don't. That doesn't make sense. It's like I've already set in my head. It's happening. So like for me, I don't think about like, oh, when am I going to propose? Oh, like when are we going to get married? Oh, like when should we do all that? It's just like I feel like we already are.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that was the interview. What?
In our soul. We're connected in our souls.
Soulmates. So that was the podcast, the interview. I hope you got to know us a little better. If you're a past or future client, just reach out to us and we could guide you throughout the home search. So let's get on to the next episode. Thanks for watching.